going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a very, very, very special guest, friend and family member of the channel, Mr. EyeJax. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Glad to be back. It's been a while. I have a lot of catching up to do, so glad to be here. But I'm also very, very happy that the season is over because we had a horrible season. We scraped Europa League football just at the end of the season. Very lucky to do so because we end up 5th place. That's like an embarrassment for us. But still, we have to play preliminary rounds, so it will be tough. And happy the season is over and just enjoying European football, man. And you must be happy with that Jude Bellingham guy just making it at the end for England, man. Wow.
Bro, I mean, away from England, first of all, I'll see you in Europa. Like we are, we've had a horrible season as well, which we'll talk about. And yeah, England, oh mate, honestly, we are just, I don't know. And the Dutch has been a bit,
we're
weird as well.
No,
man.
we end up in 3rd place, and we got the most favorable side of the schedule. You know, we have Romania now, which will be hard because we're not playing well. And in the next round, it's either Turkey or Ralf Rangnick. You know, with Austria.
Yes.
So and we can meet each other in the semis if we both
can play. Exactly. Imagine that. So
it will be awesome.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. But listen, man, the reason why we had to have a chat and a good catch up is not just because obviously like you are a family member of the channel, but I want to start off with Matthijs de Ligt because it's a player that you know very well. It's a player that you had at Ajax, a player who was your captain at a really, really young age. I don't know how much you've kept an eye on him since he's left, but apparently, Man United have put a contract offer down on the table for him, 2029. He wants to move. Erik Ten Hag spoken to him, £42 million, 50 million euros, apparently. I just wanted to get a bit more perspective about what type of player he is and how you still view him. What's he like?
Matthijs de Ligt is a fan favorite for us. You know, he made his debut for Ajax when he was 17 years. He was our youngest captain. You know, with 19 years and a few months. Now it's on Joral Hato's name because he was captain one game this season, I believe, and he's 17. But he's been amazing. He was very important for us in that 18-19 season. He scored very important goals also from the set pieces, like corners, headers. You know, he's quite well with the heading ability. And he's just a strong guy, you know. He's still only 24. But the amount of games and experience that he has under his belt already, it's unreal. And not only in the Eredivisie and in Europe, because he played a lot in Europe. He was actually I believe, the youngest player to ever play in a Europa League final against you guys in what was it, 2017, 2018? When we faced each other, he played then. So he's just terrific player and very young, and also the experience that he got in Italy, strong competition, especially defending. You can learn a lot there. And now in the Bundesliga, in a strong competition, I think the experience that he has is insane, and I value him very highly, very highly.
Do you think, because a lot of Man United fans are, and I want to be here to kind of give the devil's advocate here to fight their corner. Some Man United fans are concerned at the fact, so I know you said how good he was, you know, that was 5 years ago at Ajax when he was young. They're questioning sort of a tough time at Juve, not a great time at Bayern, supposedly, and, you know, injuries this year. What do you think of him now, though? You know, not playing in the Dutch squad as well at the minute. What do you think of him now? Do you think he still has the minerals to be the player that you saw when he was younger and he's just had a tough season? Or do you think he isn't as maybe good as we think he is? Or how do you see it? Because he's not getting in at Bayern a lot.
No,
he played 30 games last year, though.
He is good, man. He is good. And the reason that the coach now didn't choose for him at the national squad is that Stefan de Vrij is doing very well. And he's not dropping Virgil. So it's a choice, you know. Virgil is our captain. He is written in stone. It's one of the first names on the sheet. So and the difference with the Vrij compared to De Ligt is a defender that marks really closely. As a striker, you can always feel him in your back, you know, because he's aggressive. He's on there, and the Vrij is more of a a little bit more versatile in the way he defends. Sometimes he's short, sometimes he is a little bit more waiting for what to happen and tries to anticipate. So it's what you want to play compared to what you already have. Virgil is also a little bit more stylish, like Matthijs de Ligt. He likes to come short and be aggressive, you know. So that's why probably at this moment he chooses for the Vrij. Doesn't mean that de Ligt isn't quality enough to play there. It's just the style and the way they match together as a center couple, you know, that he now chooses for Stefan de Vrij. But for me, I didn't watch every game of Bayern, of course. I think the talent is immense and it's still there. And if you can steal him, and I say steal, for 50 million euros, you should do that. Because Bayern paid a lot more for him when he came from Juve. And actually, Juve paid more for him when he came from Ajax because they paid 75 million euros. So for a 24-year-old defender with his ability and with his level that he can reach, because I believe he's not at the peak of his level at the moment, you know, at his ceiling. Also because he's not been playing regularly, of course. So this is something that is a steal for me. And I think Ten Hag knows what kind of player he is and what kind of talent he has and can bring to the table. He's a leader, man. And you guys are fond of Martinez, what he brings to the team and his mentality. But the mentality of this guy also is elite because what he did, what he also meant for Ajax, being a captain at 19 years old. And not only a captain, there were much mature players in the squad. He was the captain, not players that are more mature like a Blind or like a Tadic and stuff that, you know, is like in his 30s. He also was a captain on the pitch. He led the team, you know. He made important goals against Juventus in the quarterfinal with a header. Even against Spurs that we got eliminated, unfortunately, he made a header goal. He's just, for his age, he was very mature. And now the question is, how will he, you know, do in the Premier League?
Yeah, how do you think he would, attributes-wise, still?
I think attributes-wise, it's a good fit for him because he's quite strong, you know. He's physical, he's strong, but also quite, his pace is good for a defender. So I think a matchup with Martinez could work very well because they're different kind of players and they have a different kind of style. And he is also quite good with his head, you know. Not only defensively, but every season, you just have to look up his statistics. He always scores a few goals. You know, he's always good for 1, 2, 3 goals a season. So he's an extra threat also going forward with corners and with free kicks. And that is something that's also necessary in a team, you know, a threat from the back. Also, he's comfortable on the ball, passing it because he comes from the Ajax Academy. So really the youth products coming from the academy are always quite comfortable with playing the ball. And this is something that Ten Hag likes, you know. He likes to build up from the back. So it's another player that can help in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, him next to Martinez, I mean, they wouldn't have played together, would they? Because Martinez would have come after De Ligt had gone.
No, they didn't really play
so
together.
They wouldn't have played together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of the grounding from Erik Ten Hag on how
Yeah.
he wants his team to play, and like what we've seen, like it's interesting to hear you say you think that could be a good suit. I mean, how I analyze De Ligt is that part there of he's on the front foot. He is aggressive. He does want to go and engage, which, you know, if you're a great striker, sometimes you can spin somebody doing that. But it depends how you want to play. But a lot of the time, it's like the risk versus reward. If you can nick that and get in there, and then we're on the front foot, we're playing. He wants to go and engage. That's not what Maguire wants to do.
No,
obviously.
exactly.
He isn't like. Obviously, I look at like how Van der Ven is and how quick he is across the ground because he's not even starting for you as well. Like you said, it's what Ronald Koeman wants with his partnerships.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean Van der Ven's
rubbish. Don't forget, we still have Ake also playing.
Exactly.
Right. So we have a lot of great defenders.
So you've got a good, exactly. You've got a lot of good defenders, and I think you're right. I think it's what some Man United fans are doing is saying, well, he had injuries last season. Why do they want to sell him then as well? And it didn't work at Juve as well. But when I spoke to a Bundesliga expert, Kevin Hatchard, he came on the show a couple of days ago. He does like all the commentary out there. He said, look, he's still a very good player. Bayern Munich have new ideas now. They have new people at board level. They have a new manager. And they also want to go for Jonathan Tah as well, who's German, and want to go in a different direction.
It's a Leverkusen guy, right? The centre back.
Yeah,
right?
very good. Very good. But again, it's just new ideas. It doesn't mean that De Ligt is a terrible player now and can never play football again. And you should never get him. And I think we're in this situation where we're like, we don't really know who to buy, because it's like, if we can't really attract people out of starting lineups in the top teams, because it's like, why would they come to Man United now? Look how bad we've been. But then at the same time, people who might be surplus to requirements, we're like, why are we getting them? Because that team doesn't even want them. But I agree with you. I think De Ligt, with the experience he's got, I checked his record. He's played over 300 games
But
at 24.
don't forget, Flex. Don't forget about his accolades. This
Yeah,
guy, when he was at Ajax, he won the Golden Boy Award. He was voted biggest talent of L'Equipe the same season of the world, you know. And don't forget, he's also the first defender ever to win the Golden Boy Award. That says something, man, at that age. So the talent is obviously there, but you have to have the trust. You have to fit the system. And you can be sure that the match between Ten Hag and him will be a good one, because he knows him through and through, and
yeah,
and vice versa. So
yeah,
if all those pundits, if all those established companies value him that high, the talent doesn't go away after a few years. But he has to be stable. He has to play match after match after match. That is what is necessary, and it's difficult to be on your top level if you have an injury sometimes, or you're not playing every time. You have to have that consistency, and I'm quite sure that if Manchester United buys him, he's there for the first team.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, a big seal of approval from EyeJax, which I thought he would speak glowingly against about. Sorry, Matthijs de Ligt.
Manchester
You
United
could
fans have
argue,
to be more positive, man. Come on.
yeah. I mean, you guys could say, listen, of course he's going to say that he's an Ajax fan, but like I said, I spoke to Kevin Hatchard, who is not a Bayern Munich fan or an Ajax fan, and he had glowing reports as well. I'm just trying to just collate as much opinion about this
Of
player as I can
course,
for you
of
guys to
course.
make an informed opinion of your own. And just before we kind of wrap up, I have to ask you about Erik ten Hag. Bro, as you've seen, he was very, very close to leaving. It's been a really, really big season of turmoil at Man United. As you've seen, we finished 8th, minus goal difference. That stubbornness that you warned us about, that he doesn't like to change things often. We felt it, we saw it. I myself, I hold my hands up, bro. I gave up at one point. I
I
said,
know,
"Nah, man."
I
I said,
know.
"I think it's
Shame
over."
on you, Flex. Shame on you, bro.
I know, man. I said, "Nah, man." I think it was after we got smashed by Palace 4-0. I went, "Yeah, it's
The
over, man."
sentiment got to you.
I was like, he can't bring this back. Um, and then he adapted after that, though, which annoyed me, because then he went more compact. Then he went 4-4-2, false nine. Let's be a little bit more rigid and solid. And then we lost against Arsenal, but not as bad as we thought we would. It was okay. Then we beat Newcastle. Then we beat Brighton. And I'm not saying these performances were perfect, but there was a clear change in the lead up to the finals to say, okay, I can't keep doing this. And that's all I wanted 3 months prior. Just,
Yeah,
we've got loads of injuries. I
that's the
understand that, but
stubbornness.
change. But he
That's the
didn't
stubbornness.
change. But we won the FA Cup against all the odds, and a great performance against Man City. Then all of the merry-go-round, he was going to get sacked and this, that, but he's staying. We know he's staying. Now Ruud van Nistelrooy is coming in. Rene Harker's coming in from Go Ahead Eagles. I mean, just what's your thoughts on, one, being patient with Ten Hag now going into his 3rd season? The structure's all changed around him. It's all changed at Man United. And this new coaching staff in Van Nistelrooy and Rene Harker as well.
Yeah, the coaching stuff of Van Nistelrooy and Hake, I cannot say too much about it, because I do not know, the value and the quality of Van Nistelrooy as a coach. I know he was at PSV a while, didn't work out that well. Rene Hake, don't know too much about it. But he's a club legend, and he will bring some, elite stuff to the club, especially attacking wise. And I think, it's always good to have legends of your club within your range. So I think that's a good thing. And about Ten Hag, man, I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed with the fan base, and I will tell you why.
Oh,
This guy, we knew when he got appointed that it would be a project, and I know there's a lot to say. Minus goal difference, he was in 8th place. There's a lot to say also, yeah, but there were a lot of injuries. Never playing the same 11. A lot of things to say. Why you end 8, why it's good or why it's bad. But you just have to have a little bit more patience. What did the history teach you guys, since Ferguson? What other coach did well besides this current coach? I know Mourinho won the Europa League, but you guys didn't win that much last few, maybe 10 seasons. He won the League Cup. He's now won the FA Cup. I know it's an Hail Mary for him, because if he didn't, he probably
Yeah,
would have been
he'd
sacked.
be gone.
But in the end, football is always thin margins, and it could very good be next season that it will start working better and better and better. And afterwards you will say, "Oh, glad he won that FA Cup and that we stick with him." Projects with managers at clubs takes time, and time at Man United, it's very difficult, and it's maybe one of the most critical fan bases. If you lose a few matches, your head is on the chopping block, which I understand. But you also have to take into consideration the position you are in as a club. You're not with all due respect, same as we are at the moment. We ended fifth. We're not at the level that people were used to with the teams that we are. With Ajax, with Manchester United. So what did the fan base expect? Him to have a title challenge now with the team that he has? I know 8 is low. He should have maybe at
That
least
was the
ended
pushback. That
fourth,
the
fifth.
regression was too much, because we finished
Yeah,
third,
yeah,
which was
yeah,
seen as
yeah,
overachieving, and then
yeah,
to go backwards that much
yeah.
was just so alarming to a lot of
Yeah,
people.
and I understand. You want to see the progress that he's making and the philosophy that he wants to instill within the squad. And I know it can be very annoying not seeing that, but it's also at his defense. It's difficult to instill certain traits and certain things within your squad if you're not playing the same 11 week after week. I believe at a certain point, you guys almost didn't have defenders anymore this season, right?
No, we had no fullbacks at some points. We had no centre backs at some points. Midfield issues. As Rasmus Højlund, no help, no support, just the only kid there. You had to
So
rely
yeah,
on Garnacho, Kobe, made young players, first ever seasons. Just a
let's
lot.
let's let's mention Kobe Menu. What a guy!
Wow,
What a
wow,
guy!
yeah,
And
yeah,
he let him made his debut. He's giving him time, so he's trying to include the youth also within the team. And I know you can be for Ten Hag or be against him. You can have arguments for both. But I told you, remember that day that you came to Amsterdam and that we were at the championship game of Ajax, and
amazing.
we did
Yeah,
an interview outside of the stadium together. You asked me, "Is this what Ten Hag will bring to Manchester United?" And I told you he will win you trophies.
you did say that.
He will win you trophies. So
Yeah,
he gave you a League Cup. He gave you an FA Cup, which is quite big within England, at least. The FA Cup. It's a big
yeah, for
prize.
sure.
But now he has to improve and do better within the competition. And I will already tell you, um, he will not become champion next season. There's just too strong of teams within the club of within the competition at the moment with the
Yeah,
Manchester City. I cannot see him being
and
that
nobody expects
stable
us to.
already.
Yeah,
But
no
at
one expects us
least show the fans the mentality and the things you want with the team. And for that, you have to have a few new players and also a fit squad, because you cannot rely. You guys are not like Manchester City, for example, that has such a wide group of players with a certain quality for years now that you can easily sub in players that are almost strong enough as the first 11. There's a drawback in quality, and that's logical. You have to rebuild that. So if they stay fit, I can see United doing quite well this season, and I just hope that the fans will be patient with him. Just give him another season. If it doesn't work, fair play, man. Sack him if you're not happy at the end. But he's shown some good things also last 2 years. He won some trophies, and thank God he secured Europa League football, because otherwise I can totally understand that the stats would be against him. I totally
to.
understand.
Yeah. I feel like I've been told off.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry,
No,
man. I didn't want to do this,
but
but
it's no, but no. This is why I needed to speak to you, bro. I needed you
I need you back on that
to get
on
in.
that card,
Yeah,
on that Ten
I'm
Hag card,
back. No,
man.
I am back. I came back a
Okay.
little while ago. I did after the FA Cup final. I said what I actually realized was that I was wrong all along. The FA Cup final helped me understand that, but I realized that I should have been of the view of like he needs more time. in general,
And there
even
will
if we
still
didn't win the FA Cup.
there will still be naysayers. There will still be people,
Oh, absolutely.
not wanting him here. I'm just saying,
Oh,
give
bro,
him
there's
time.
loads of that.
Yeah,
There's loads of that.
yeah,
There's loads.
yeah,
Yep. So EyeJax's message is very, very clear. Give Erik more time. Be patient. He will get it right. And Matthijs de Ligt, do it. Very, very simple words from EyeJax. Man, thank you so much, bro.
yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Pleasure.
Obviously, you're never going to be a stranger to the channel. And next thing, something else happens.
Yeah,
we'll be
find me.
in contact again, man. Smash the like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Me and EyeJax are out of it. Take care.